Yo, welcome to another Monday of the Rebuild, another episode. This is episode 12. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Definitely appreciate you all so much, as I say every single week. This episode is titled, This is Life. This is Life. I'm excited about this one. This is definitely another one of those episodes that are a little different than the previous ones. Today I just wanted to give us a few points to help us enjoy more of the simple things of life, the things that we tend to overlook, the things that we tend to underappreciate, the things that we go through each and every single day of our lives, not really paying much attention to because our minds are so focused on somewhere else. One of the things that jumping right into it, but one of the things that I noticed and I've discussed with a few people is just like, while you're in college, or even before you get to college, and more so when you're in college and it's, second or third year, society has driven in you without you even really knowing it, and the pressures of your family and the pressures of your friends and the pressures of yourself, most above all, the pressures of yourself, has driven an ambition in you that is so useful to you creating the life you want to see, right? It has driven in you this ambition that is go, 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 go until I see. Oh, there's always more. Oh, I can't settle for this. Oh, no. I must have something greater than what I have seen, especially if you grew up seeing life as in like a way of struggle or not having enough, or, not really having things that you may have wanted growing up. So it's also ambition, but it's fear to have a life less than, or fear to have a life the same way that you grew up in. You want your kids to grow up in situations that are better than the ones you grew up in. You want to create a life for yourself and your family, and you want, we're so ambition centered, which is so good because it helps us not settle for a life that is less than what we want. But it can become so dangerous because it doesn't allow us to be content with where we are today. Since we're so ambition centered, if we don't see the life that we idolize or the life that we visualize in our head, we become so filled with go, 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 go until I see that life, because we think that that is where life is instead of where we are right now. And that can be a bad thing. See, what scares me the most is this thought right here. What if my life is better in this time, in this place, in this season than I recognize? I just focus on the negatives of it. Like, what if my life is so much better than I recognize, but my mind is flooded with, oh, this is the life I want to see, that I underappreciate the life that I'm currently living? And it's like, well, Tyler, why does that scare you? Because we can deceive ourselves to label a season, and we will live throughout that whole entire season with that label. Like, oh, this season, I'm just trying to make it. So each and every single day that we wake up is a survival mentality of, I can't wait to get out of this time. So we can easily mentally train ourselves to believe that a season of our lives isn't as good, simply because we don't focus on the positives of it. Why is that? Most time the positives of it have absolutely no impact on what we think life is. So like, say for instance, the positive of a season is the smallest things of the season. And that's what I want us to do today, bro. Like, life is what you make it, right? That's the quote people say. And a lot of times, at least for me, a lot of times that's like, oh, okay, you got plenty of money. You can travel. You can go here. You can go do this. You can go do that. Life is what you make it, right? But what if life is what you make it even if you don't have plenty of money? Even if you don't have plenty of friends, even if you don't have the certain life that you visualize yourself having presently. Like, what if life is still what you make it by the decisions that you make every single day? By the attitude you have every single day when you wake up? By the way you talk to yourself about the failures or the daily mistakes or the negative habits that you know what I'm saying? Life isn't what you make it just based off the positives, but also how you deal with the negatives. And today I just want to give us a few points, and not just today. I don't want to say today as if like this is one event, but this week, I want to give us some points to live off of, man, and to chew on, and to help us legit be more in tune with the simplistic things of life. Like, this is a simple message which helps us be simple. Like, I don't want to give a difficult message on how to be simple. But this is a simple, not even a message, this is a simple episode. And I want to give us just a few things that we can do today, starting today, to help us enjoy the small things of life that we may tend to overlook. So first and foremost, this is life. This is life. Every single day when I wake up this week, I'm challenging myself to say, this is life. This is life. Like I mentioned before, it's so easy to become fueled with the thoughts of, I need this, I gotta see this, I gotta have this, because we're so ambition-centered that we don't realize that the normal things that we go through each and every single day, from waking up until the time we put our head back on our pillow, is life. We see so many highlight reels on social media. We see so many movies where dudes running from drug cartels and barely making it, and dudes living this type of life. And we're so filled with images and video that shows this is how life is, to the point that everything becomes a highlight reel. So the days that something so amazing happened in your life, you're like, oh, that was a good day. But the days that it's just, you wake up, you have some coffee or some breakfast, you go to work, you talk to some friends, you come home, you chill, you know what I'm saying? Those days where things are mundane and simple, we be like, oh, it was just another day. Oh, it was just another day. But that's life. And this is what I hate the most, bro, because we think that our life is only good as to how many highlight reels we can fit into our lives. So like, how many trips can you travel? How many parties can you attend in 1 week? How many brunches and dinners can you go out to in 1 week? You feel me? It's like, how many highlight reels can you fit into your life? Because that determines how good your life is. But that's false. That's false. Because your life is only as good as how satisfied you are. And satisfaction doesn't come from always chasing things and putting on the front for the gram, or putting on this certain image or this certain persona and want people to believe it so much that you begin to believe it because it's a fake it till you make it mentality. That's not actually living life. That's wanting to impress people. And I seen a quote that really was so powerful, bro. It said, I've never seen a generation that record themselves so much doing so little. I've never seen a generation that records themselves so much doing so little. And that's a slap in the face to our generation, because we're all so, I don't know, mind wrapped around impressing, man. Everything about us has to be impressive. Everything about us has to be impressive. So life is all about just impressing others instead of truly being satisfied within ourselves. And that's not life, bro. That's not life. Life is the taking care of the responsibilities that you have daily. Life is the life. And this isn't me saying this right now, isn't me saying, bro, you need to take care of this, bro. Like, this ain't no speech or nothing like that. But life, like being honest, Life is the daily responsibilities that you have. Today, you may have to wake up, you may have work today, and you may have, I don't know, class this evening. Who knows? I don't know what your schedule looks like, but that's life. That's life for you. That's life for you. And that sounds like, oh, that means life is boring. No, that can be looked at in that way, but we're going to change our perspectives on it because that can also be seen in a good way. Because the good news is if I wake up every single day and say, this is life, then what can I do today to make my life more enjoyable and more satisfying? See, we're caught up in doing things that are stimulating, but not actually fulfilling. Like watching a YouTube video is stimulating for your mind. And like scrolling on social media is stimulating, but those things aren't actually fulfilling. So we'll get caught up each and every single day just doing things that stimulate us. But we lack fulfillment. We lack actual enjoyment. We think the more that we scroll, the more we may find enjoyment. The more that we go on YouTube videos and the more we go on Pinterest and the more we think we'll find more enjoyment. But that's not the case. That's not the case. Life is full of todays. Literally, life is full of todays. So our whole mindset should be when we wake up, this is life. What can I do today that will make this day more enjoyable? What can I do today that will make this day more exciting? What can I do today that can make this day more fulfilling for me? What can I do today? And that's hard because the things that are fulfilling are less stimulating. Like 9 times out of 10, the things that are more fulfilling for us is like less stimulating. So like scrolling on the gram is way easier than reading a book for 30 minutes. Watching a YouTube video is way easier than journaling like for 30 minutes a day. Watching Netflix is way easier than going to the gym. But I say all this to say you got to make values be more important than your emotions. You have to make your values be more important than your emotions. What are your core values? Is it healing? Is it peace? Is it fulfillment? Is it joy? What are your core values? Because if you live your life based off what your values are, whenever those emotions change and those emotions rise and you want to be lazy maybe, or you maybe want to settle today, or you maybe want to just sleep in all day, you know what I'm saying? You will understand, no. This is my life today. And how good my days go are not based around whether I travel the world. And all those, do not hear me out of saying that ain't dope. Like all those things are dope. But today doesn't depend on what I'm not doing. It depends on what I can implement into my day to make it a good day. Like what small things can I start doing that are better than the small things that I am doing? Like what bad habits do I have today that I can cut out and place a good habit in front of? You get what I'm saying? Values over emotions. Like we go on this big quest to change our lives. Oh, I just got to change my life. We had it in our mind. But that's so hard to do, bro. That's so hard to do. You can't just change your life if you only have today. So don't look forward to trying to change your life, but change your day. Change your day. One small habit being changed in your life can change everything. Can change everything. I mean, everything. From maybe if you wake up in the morning and you get on your phone and you scroll for 35 minutes before you get up. No, do something different than that. That's one small habit that you can change this week. One small habit you can change this week. And then the next week you can change a different habit. And then gradually over time, you'll begin to realize that you're more satisfied with life without even going on a single trip, without even having an increase in your bank account, without even having somebody give you validation, without having somebody have to show you appreciation. Like you're more satisfied with life because your habits have changed. And if life is full of todays, the more that you change negative habits to positive habits over a course of days, guess what? The more your life begins to look like the life that you really want it to be. Values over emotions. Values over emotions. Point 2, find appreciation. Find appreciation. And this is one of the biggest things that I want to say right here with this point. Don't let your blessings become normal. Don't let your blessings become normal. Like, this is such a huge point when it comes to appreciation, because the things that we appreciate and when we focus on what we do appreciate, we begin to forget about the things that we wish were better, or the things that we wish we had, or the things that we wish were different, because we realize, hold on, I got this. Hold on, I got this. So the whole point of finding appreciation is finding those things that you can be thankful for instead of always having something that you wish were better. Don't let your blessings become normal. If you have a loving family, that's a blessing. That's not normal. If you have friends who are always there to support you, that's a blessing. That's not normal. If you have a house, car, a job, like, that's a blessing. That's not normal. See, the beautiful thing about appreciation is this right here. Not needing a blessing is a blessing. Not needing a blessing is a blessing. What you mean by that, Tyler? The fact that you don't need something, like need, and I mean dire need. Like, okay, of course we want blessings. Of course we want things to come into our lives. But the fact that I can wake up each and every day and survive the day without needing a specific blessing, like, I don't need this person to be healed in my family. I don't need this person to, you know what I'm saying, to make it out of this certain situation that he's in or that she's in. Like, I'm waking up every single day stressed about what I don't have when I don't realize the blessings that I already do have. Like, not needing a blessing is a blessing. Trust me, like, it is crazy turmoil going through seasons of where you always waking up every single day praying, like, for a family member. Like my pops, he had cancer for 9 months, praying every single day, worrying every single day. Okay, I need, you know what I'm saying? But it's like those moments where you don't need a blessing, that's a blessing, man. Like, that's appreciation for the day right there. God, I thank you for waking me up today, just simply not having to deal with anything in particular. Like, I don't have to go to the car shop today. My car ain't broke down today. I don't have to go at somebody for some money today. Like, not needing a blessing is a blessing. Not needing a blessing was a blessing. Finding an appreciation for today. Finding appreciation for today. And it's cool to keep that whole thought of who you want to be and what you want to see in mind. That's totally cool. That keeps you striving for, and that keeps you hopeful for a better future for yourself. And that helps you make better actions for today, right? But our whole mindset should be, when that comes, I'll be ready for it. But today, I'm going to appreciate today where I'm at. Today, I'm going to appreciate the things that I already have. Today, I'm going to appreciate the things that God has already blessed me with. God blessed me with 2 parents. That's a blessing. God bless, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever your example is, don't let your blessings become normal because of your lack of appreciation. Point 3, be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. A new mindset that I want us to have is this. If God, the creator of all things, like all knowledgeable, knows every single thing, if God thought it was important that my presence be on earth today, let me find out why. Let me find out why. If God thought it was important that my presence is on earth today, because he's intentional. He's very intentional. I think he's more intentional than we even realize. Like, the very small if he knows the number of hairs on my head and all the stars by their name, that means he's very into the small details. He's into the very particular things. He's intentional. So that means if it wasn't important for me to be here today, I wouldn't be here. But since I am here, let me figure out why God felt it was important for me to be here. So in that case, let me be great today. Let me be great today. And I'm going to change this whole mindset of let me be great today, because I don't mean it in the way that you may have originally taken it. The disciples asked Jesus, they said, who is going to be the greatest basically in heaven? And his answer was this: the greatest will be the least. The one who serves the most, the one who gives the most, the one who comes into life with the one who comes into each and every single day with an idea of how can I help you, not how can you serve me. Because we think of greats as people who are given everything, people who are given this acknowledgement, people who are given these accolades, people who are given, like people serve them. That's our earthly mindset of being great. But true greatness is your ability to impact other people's lives to the point that they want to go impact somebody else's life. That's true greatness. Your ability to serve, your ability to give, your ability to say and walk into each and every relationship and say, how can I change your life? How can I help your life? Instead of expecting, what are you here for? Why are you here for me right now? Why did you get what I'm saying? Be great today. Compliment someone. It's simple. Like I said, this episode is very simple. Compliment someone. Hold a door for someone. You get what I'm saying? Jesus said the least will be the greatest. So how can I be servant today? How can I be helping somebody else today? I love this quote that I seen in a book. It said, every single day, aim to put more into life than you take out. And I may even said that on a different episode. I can't remember. But aim to put more into life than you take out. Aim to give yourself the more. And like I said, the problem with this is 9 times out of 10, like I said, we don't do this because each and every day we waking up expecting life to give us something. But being alive is already a special occasion. You feel me? Like we don't think about it like that though. Like being alive is the special occasion. Like I woke up today with a chance for more, accomplishment. I woke up today with a chance for more opportunities, for a chance to witness laughter again, for a chance to witness sadness, for a chance to be emotional. Like I woke up today, that's the special occasion, because anything can happen that can make my life become what I expected it to be. But being alive is the special occasion. Being alive is a special occasion. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. We have to stop letting our mental live in a place that our feet aren't at. We have to stop letting our mental live in a place that our feet aren't at. My feet are right here recording this episode. I can't let my mental be 3-4 hours from now when I'm finna go get a coffee and a croissant. Like, you have to, and that was a very simple explanation, but in a realistic way, I can't be worried about what's to come in 2 weeks or what's gonna happen, here and there and there and here. Well, my feet are where I'm at today. Jesus said today has enough words of his own. Like today has enough words to drive one crazy. That's what a different translations say. Like, let me be with my feet. Let me be with my feet at. I can't let my mental live in a space that I'm not even at yet. Like that day gonna come and I'm gonna have to deal with that day eventually, but let me be where my feet are at today. Let me be where my feet are at today. Like if your daydreams or where your mental space leads you, if those daydreams are sweeter than your present circumstances, that's all the more reasons to have something to pray about instead of something to sulk in. If your daydreams are better than your present circumstances, you have beautiful things to pray about instead of things to sulk in. So let your daydreams lead you to prayer and not to wishing that, oh, I wish it was like this. Oh, I wish it was like this. If only I had this. If only hey, God, let that be my prayer from now on. Let my daydreams turn into my prayer. And the last 2 points I got for you is point 4 is make the small big. Make the small big. Make the small big. If life is full of small moments, let me not wish that it was full of big moments, but let me actually accept that life is full of small moments and let them be big to me. Let me make them bigger. I like to even say this, make the small big and the big bigger. Make the small big and the big bigger. And when I say make the small big, I'm not saying make it as like a life-changing event or the small things that happen every day is some type of life-changing event, but create life memories through them. One example I got with making the small big is when my pops was still living. He actually, it was probably like March or something. Yeah, March 218. Yeah, March 218. And we were actually, he actually was getting better with his chemo. And he was able to, begin driving. So I already know he was probably happy to get out the house. But I went to Tuscaloosa for school, of course, and I forgot my parking decal. I had took his Mustang at the time to school, and I left it in his car when I got back in mine. And I texted him, and I was like, hey, because UA be bro. UA be tripping. UA be tripping on them parking decals. Like, they be literally ready to give you a ticket. So I hit him up, and I'm like, hey, I left my parking decal, and he said, I can meet you in Birmingham. So point is, he ended up meeting me in Birmingham, and we decided, since we up here, man, we might as well go to the movies. So we ended up going to the movies, and we seen Black Panther that night, and it was a sweet night, bro. Just like dope. Me and my pop spending time together. It was just fun, enjoyable. And my point in saying all of this is, afterwards, we had such a good time. First of all, we had such a good time watching the movie, joking around, that we left and still forgot my parking decal in his car. We had to turn around and meet up again. We didn't get far, but like, we made such a small moment of, Tyler needs his parking decal. We made that small moment into a big moment for us, because I promise you, every single time that I think about my pops, that's the first memory that come to mind. It's that night. It's how fun we had that night. And it could have been such a simple moment of where we met at a gas station and he gave me my parking decal. But instead, on a Tuesday, a random day, it's such a small moment. It's the first memory that comes to mind when I think about my pops. So I say that to say is, if you chilling with your fam, it may seem small one night, but turn on a movie, pop some popcorn, turn on a funny movie so y'all can laugh together. You feel me? If you chilling with some friends, it may seem like such a small moment and y'all all scrolling on your phone, but no, like, go get a board game. Like, make life more enjoyable for you, bro. Like, you don't need the trips. You don't need, like, and we can want trips. we can want. But I'm saying, you don't need those things for life to be enjoyable. Go get a board game with some friends. You hanging out with some friends. Go get some ice cream. You feel me? Go to the park with some cool friends. Like, whatever it is, bro, like, make the small moments big. And you know what small moments that you underappreciate every day, because I know what small moments I underappreciate. I know which ones I underappreciate because I wish it was something else going on. I wish this was here. I wish, like, make those small moments big. This the point. At the end of the day, like, your big moments are only going to be as enjoyable as your commitment to the small ones. Like, me and Landon, we was just playing yesterday. Me, Landon, and Noah. We was just playing, wrestling, all on the ground. Like, such a small moment. But that's what builds that relationship, like, to where it's time for him to graduate. Like, he may run up to me. We hug and we enjoy such a big moment in his life because of all the small moments we built. Like, college students don't graduate college just like, oh, man, that was a breeze. No. It's because those small moments, they feel so emotional because those small moments, like, one night they may have wanted to give up. One night they may have turned the assignment in at 11:59 and it was determined. You know what I'm saying? They got a C in the class. They would have never turned it in. They got a D. But since they did, they got like, those small moments build up. Make the small moments big. And last but not least, point 5, embrace, and this is hard for me, embrace the inconveniences. Embrace the inconveniences. Embrace the inconveniences. And I ain't even had this point originally down until yesterday. I made my plans to record the podcast and edit and do this and get some coffee. And, I already had made my plans for the day. And then my mom texted me and said, hey, you need to go check on you some tires, this, that, and other. So I went up there, checked on it. And then I ain't have nothing but free time, but I wanted to do what I already had planned to do. So I was like, okay, that's the price. I'll come back later this week. But then I was like, as I was pulling off, I was like, why won't I just go ahead and get it done right now? Like, this is an inconvenience, quote unquote, an inconvenience compared to the plans that I had for today. But then I end up letting them do it. And it took, about 2 hours, but I walked to Starbucks in the sun. It was beautiful outside, sat outside, man. And I just like got revived back through my daily reading and just like had a great, what I like to call me time, where I'm just reading my word and just had a great time out there, bro. Like, even created the next message I hope that I give, because it's so good, about David. But I had a great time, and what it showed me is like, what if inconveniences are God's way of saying, hey, watch how my idea of your day is better than yours. Watch how my idea of your day is better than yours. Because some of my best days come from things that I couldn't even plan. Like, I could have never planned some of the things. Like, even with that moment with my pops, I didn't even plan that. Like, on the way to Birmingham, that happened. Like, I didn't plan to leave, even going farther back. Like, I didn't even plan to leave my decal in the car. Like, that was an inconvenience, right? But what if inconveniences are God's way of saying, watch how my idea of your day is better than yours? Psalms 18:24 already says, this is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made. My job is to rejoice in it, right? My job is to be thankful and rejoice in it, not to try to create it. It's cool to make plans, and it's cool to have this idea of what you need to accomplish. That's all good and all, but this is the day that the Lord has made. So inconveniences aren't really inconveniences. It may just be God's way of saying, hey, your day will be better if you just do this. But that's so hard, especially for me, because like I said, I already be having in my mind made up what I need to do today, what I need to accomplish, what I want to accomplish. And I put so many things that's up here to be so important, when realistically, bro, like, it's not even that important. It's not even that important. So if so-and-so call and I'm in the middle of doing something that's not that important, I may be like, man, I ain't got time for this. And that's my challenge of the week right there. Let go of the toxic mindset of I don't have time for this. Because you have in your mind already, these are the only things that I have time for today. I only have time to wake up. I only have time to go to work. I only have time to go to sleep. So anything that comes up against that, that's toxic to you, not to anyone else. That's toxic to you, because that puts you in a box of what you expect to see with your day. Inconveniences may be God's way of blessing our days in a way that we couldn't even imagine. So-and-so said, I need to talk to you. We read it like, oh my God, I ain't got time for this today. And I done did that a couple times, I promise you. But I promise you also, every time I took those phone calls, and every time, like, that jump blessed me more than it blessed the other person. Like, inconveniences are scary, of course, when you feel like your day should look just like this. But have we ever recognized that our lives could be as bland as our everyday living systems? Like, the things that we plan to do every single day, time and time again, may be the exact reason why our life seems boring. Like, there's no type of spontaneousness. That ain't even a word, but there's no type of spontaneousness in our days. Like, we don't do nothing outside of what we do. Like, this is what we do. This is what I got to do. But what if our days are bland just because of that? What if our days are bland just because of that? Because of the plans that we hold with so much importance. Because we wake up chasing and chasing. And don't get me wrong, it's some things that you have to accomplish, right? Like, you may have an assignment for school that has to be turned in. You may have a assignment at work that has to be done today. You may have to go to work. Like, it's things that you have to do. But how you do them can be different 24/7 too. Like, if you already gonna scroll on your phone in the morning for 35 minutes, don't do it in the bed. Go do it on the porch. You feel me? Like, if you used to reading Like, that's because this bad with me right here. I'm used to doing stuff like I'm used to going to the coffee shop when I want to read and read my word. I'm used to going to the coffee shop, get some coffee, getting the same croissant, then leave. You know what I'm saying? But over time, that may become bland. Switch it up. Like, who says that that's where you got to do that at? That's what I tell myself. Who says that's where you got to do that at? Who says that's how you got to do it? Like, maybe our lives are as bland as our everyday living systems. Like, the plans that we have may make our life bland. This episode, I know, this specific episode will help us because we will understand that this is life. This is life. It's easy to seek other things. It's easy to be mad we ain't got this. It's easy to focus that we ain't be mad and, focused on what we don't have. But this is life. Since this is life, how can I make it better? Find appreciation. Every single day, find appreciation. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Make the small big. Make the small big and embrace inconveniences. Since this is life, I can do those 4 things and I'll expect my daily day to be more enjoyable, more satisfying, to be filled with God's presence more, to be filled with, everything that I idolize about that. Because at the end of the day, we idolize about having this and having that. But we think, having that is cool and all, but we're expecting to bring some type of fulfillment to us. Some type of security to us. Some type of, you know what I'm saying? But what if we already got that? We just failing to realize it. Maybe you don't. I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying I do. But I'm just saying it's worth thinking about and worth reevaluating. Much love, and I hope you all have a safe week and that you all are blessed tremendously. Love.